the first book in the... Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chella and this is Chella Reads a Bit. So disclaimer, if you hear any construction sounds in the background, I apologize. They're going to be doing construction outside my building for a while, and I do need to get these videos recorded, so unfortunately there's not much I can do, but I do apologize. Hopefully it isn't too bad and the camera doesn't pick it up too much, but I apologize if it does. Today I'm going to be bringing you my March TBR, and included will be my books for the Aurelium Gear Up Mni-Magical Readathon. G from Book Roast is going to be doing, I believe, from the 14th to the 20th of March. So I know she has a video up on her channel about that. But this will be my normal TBR and those books included, including one for my character creation, which is outside of the Aurelium Gear Up Readathon. That's just for my character that needs to be done by April. So that will also be included. If you would like to, I would love to have you here. And let's get into my normal March TBR first. Currently, I'm in the middle of Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. I am in the middle of it. I'm on page 230 to 231 right now. I don't think I'll be able to finish it by the end of February. Today, as of recording this, it's February 28th, so I'm definitely not going to get this done. So I would like to finish this one so then I can move on to Clockwork Prince, which is the second in the Infernal Devices after Clockwork Angel. And once I finish that, I'll move on to this one. Again, these are anything that's in my normal TBR will take a back burner once the readathon starts. So hopefully I can get to it, but you know, I'm not gonna. My TBRs are usually just a suggestion. Anyways, I'm pretty much a mood reader. The only thing that I'm most certain I need to get to are my readathon ones. So anything outside of that is kind of just, if I get to it, I get to it. This is part of the Infernal Devices along with Clockwork Angel, which is about Tessa is going to London to meet up with her brother because she has nowhere else to go. And once she gets there, she's pretty much kidnapped by the Dark Sisters, who are part of this Pandemonium club of downworlders, and a lot of shady stuff is going on. And alongside Tessa, she meets Will Herondale, and they call him Jem, but his name is James, and they are shadow hunters, and it's about trying to find her brother and all this downworld stuff that is going on. I am still in the beginning of the first one, so I don't know too much yet, but I'm hoping to finish that one and then move on to this one. Next is a continuation with my goal of reading all my backlist fairy loot books in the order that I got them. February, because I started February. February was The Shadows Between Us. And then this month will be The Bone Crier's Moon by Catherine Purdy. I do have this sticky note just to let me know which one's the next, like, in order. So ignore that. This is a fairy loot book that I got. It was the second one I ever received. It's so beautiful. Oh, I love fairy loot. But I don't know much about this book other than there's these bone criers who I think keep the dead from preying on the living. That's all I know. That's all I want to know. I don't want to know too much about it. Once I've read it, I'll have more to say about it. But I'm looking forward to reading it. It wasn't my fairy loot, and it is the next one in line. I'm hoping to enjoy it. I know I've heard a lot of mixed things about this one, but maybe, just maybe, I will be one of those people who actually enjoy it. And it's such a beautiful book. Well, so this will be the next one that I will try to get to. I don't really have much of an order of reading them, but I hope to get to this one this month. Next is going to be part of, along with reading my fairy loot in order and reading all the Cassandra Clare books, I also want to reread all the Keeper of the Lost City books in preparation for the 9th book, which the title was announced and the cover, Stellar Loon by Shannon Messenger, and that'll be the 9th book, and it should be coming out November 8th or 9th of this year. So excited. Hopefully it doesn't get pushed back, but in order to get ready for that, I'm going to reread the whole series, even though I just read them last year all consecutively, but I'm so excited to reread them. So next will be Keeper of the Lost Cities, the first book in the Keeper of the Lost Cities series. The series is about Sophie, who in here she's like 12. She's a telepath. She can hear people's thoughts and she doesn't understand why. She goes to a normal high school and is bullied. She's looked at as like an outcast. And then one day when she's on a field trip, she stumbles across Fitz, who seems to recognize her. So then that opens up a whole new world for her that she didn't know existed. She learns things about herself that she didn't know, and then it starts this whole cycle of things that transpire after that. It is such a good series. There are of course problems with it, but I do love it. No matter how much I get upset and angry at these characters or whatever, I still enjoy my time reading them. It's like a comfort read, I guess you could say. I totally recommend. I'm excited to reread it this month, and I can't wait for the next one. And then there's only gonna be one more after the one that comes out this year. It's gonna be the 10th and final book coming out 2023. Oh, be still in my waiting heart. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to rereading this one this month. I really hope to get to it. If not, I'll just read it next month. But oh, I'm excited. So the next book that I'm gonna read is kind of in preparation for the readathon, that I'll need to read this one in order to move on to that next one. But the next book is Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. I did read Nevermore last year. I did enjoy it, but I need to read this one before I can move on to the next one for reasons for the readathon. So I have to get to this one before the readathon so that I can read it. Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow, I think it's called, is about Morrigan, who was born a cursed child, which means that on her 12th or 13th birthday she is supposed to die. And it is about her getting to that point. Anything that happens in this place is blamed on the cursed children. So if a natural disaster happens, they blame them. So Morgan hasn't had the best life, and then her birthday comes and she's supposed to die, and in comes Jupiter North, who takes her to the magical land of Nevermore and sets it up so she is in the trials to become part of the Wondrous Society. And this is just her learning about this other this other world and trying to get into this Wondrous Society, meeting new people. It's a cute read. It's interesting. It's very whimsical. I really enjoy it. I do like Jupiter North. I feel so bad for Morrigan Crow. She's had a pretty rough. From what I've heard, I don't know if it gets any better for her, but. And then there was a character in the first one that I actually enjoyed. Like, she was such an interesting character because of reasons that are spoilery, but I won't talk about it. But I'm excited to get into this one. I do really enjoy middle grade right now, so I want to read more, and I know that there's a lot more middle grade that I want to get. But the thing is I want all the covers from like the UK because it was so pretty. But I am excited to get to this one, so hopefully I enjoy it. So that's the end of my normal TBR. Next, I'm going to talk about the one book that I need left for my character creation, which we've been able to do throughout since the readathon was announced. So the only thing left that I had to do is what kind of thing I wanted to be, like human, earthling, elf, whatever. So I chose earthling, which is read a book with elemental magic or the word within the title or series. So like air, earth, fire, water. The book that I chose is actually a reread, and I know that's kind of like maybe not fair, but it's the only one I could think of because I don't have some books with me here at my apartment. So the one that I do have is a reread, and it's one of my favorite books of all time, might I just add. So I do not mind having to reread this. And so I don't actually have to read this within the window for the readathon, so I can read it before that. So I guess you could say it's part of my normal TBR, but I need to get it done before April. So that book is Old Magic by Marianne Curley. This book, I love this book. I've read it a gajillion times. Even back when I wasn't much of a rereader, I would reread this book. It was a book that my sister actually lent me. It was a different cover, which I'll hopefully add on the screen. And I do have that. It's a mass market paperback though, and it's kind of like worn down, so I don't want to take it a lot of places because I do like the cover for some reason. It's just, I think it's beautiful. This book is, so the book is about, it's about Kate, who is raised by her grandmother because her mom walked away from her when she was young because she didn't want anything to do with it. So she's raised by her grandmother, who owns this shop. It's kind of like, you could say it's like a witchy kind of shop. It has like crystals and all these other things. But the thing is her grandmother and her do know a bit of magic. This school that she goes to, people are mean to her, they bully her, they call her names. They think of her as like this weird girl who does magic, even though they don't know for sure that she does because they don't tell people this. But then Jared comes into the picture, Jared Thornton, and Kate is just entranced by him immediately. Not romantically, just like something about him is different, so she wants to get to know him, and then things come out, and it's all about them getting to know each other and her trying to open his mind to this other stuff that exists. But because Jared has had a long string of things happen, he has the worst luck, he's clumsy, and he, in order to survive, he's put himself into this bubble where things are the way they are, nothing can go out of the bounds of reality, nothing weird is possible. So she's trying to show him that that's not true, and like things happen and possibly a curse and them trying to break it, and it's so good. There's a specific album that I usually listen to when I read this. It's by Mni-Magical, and there's one song, for some reason it just specifically works with this book. It's called Wonder. Totally recommend it. I've never heard anyone talk about Mni-Magical. I don't think she releases anything anymore, I don't know, but that album works so perfect with this book, and that song just works perfect in like certain parts of the book along with the whole thing. It's just, I totally recommend it. If you take anything from my videos, it's to read this book. I love it to death. I'm excited to reread it. It's been a bit since I've reread it, so I'm excited. So I definitely want to get to this month. Ooh, it's already quite a stack, wouldn't you say? Hopefully I can get to them. So the next one, which will be a part of the actual William Gear Up between the 14th to the 20th that I need to get to. So it's based on your guild and whatever, so it's whatever legacy from your guild that you want and whatever conduit you want to have with your magic come out of. So the conduit I chose was bow, which is the book has to have the word hunt in the book title or series or author's name. I don't have many books that have hunt in it, and the only one I did have was Hollowpox, The Hunt for Morgan Crow. So I had only read the first one, so of course I had to be able to read this. I have to read the one before it, which is why it's in my March TBR, so then I can read this during the readathon. I do have another book on hold from the library just in case, but I don't think that one will come in, and I don't really want to read that one as much. I believe I'll put a picture up. It's We Hunt the Flame by Hosfa Faisal. Sorry if I butchered that. I do truly apologize. I don't really know if I want to read that book, and it's the only one from the library I could find that has hunt in it. And the other one that I was looking at doesn't exist, and there's like too much of a wait, or there's only an audiobook. So it's either that one, which I'm not as worried about, and it might not even come in time. So what I really want to get to is Hollowpox, The Hunt for Morgan Crow, because, you know, it has hunt in the title. So I do have to read Wondersmith first, which will be my priority on the 1st of March to start that one. I'll put all the other ones on the back burner just so I can finish that in time to read this on the 14th. Again, if I don't get that book done in time for the readathon, then and my hold comes in, then I'll read the other one. But if not, this is the one. This is the one. So I need to get to that one. And then the next part of the readathon is the legacy that you want, that's part of your guild. So mine is the Order of the Crescent, which is so perfect for me, might I add. So it's pick an animal familiar and read a book with the animal either in the name of the animal in the title or on the title or within the book. So I was so torn because I am a big animal person, so I love all animals, so it's hard to choose, but I do love foxes. The other one would have been an otter, but those are kind of hard to come by in anything. I love otters. I love sea otters, so cute. Or red pandas. Oh my god, red pandas. Anyways, this is just becoming me talking about all the animals that exist in the world that I love, which is most of them. The one I chose, which was easier and I do love them, is Fox, which, can you guess what book it is? If you said The Wicked Fox by Kat Cho, you are correct. So this one I chose because it has fox in the title, and because I've had it on my TBR for a while, and I am excited and interested in reading it. It's Korean kind of setting. I love the concept of the nine-tailed fox. Obviously, I love Naruto. Foxes are amazing. Nine-tailed fox, the concept of it, like with Teen Wolf when they brought in the concept of the fox, I loved it. So when I heard about this book, I wanted to get it, so I got it, and I still hadn't read it. So this works perfectly to read it within this readathon, and it's going to be my familiar. My animal familiar is going to be a fox. I do love fennec foxes. Have you seen their ears? Huh. So this book is about Mi Young, who's 18, who is a gumiho, which is a nine-tailed fox. In order for them to survive, they have to consume the energy of men, and if they don't, they could die. So in comes the male lead, Ji-hoon, and she ends up actually saving him. In saving him, she loses her fox speed, which is her gumiho soul, I think, and they have to go on a journey to find it. Sounds really interesting, and I like that concept of the nine-tailed fox and how they're using it in this book. So I'm hoping to enjoy it. I've heard some pretty good things about it. I've heard, you know, on both sides, but for the most part, I've heard pretty good things about this book, and I'm excited. And I do enjoy Korean dramas, so this is on the back described as like kind of like K-drama, and you know, those are pretty fun. I'm excited to read it, and it will work for my prompt for my fox familiar. That is all that I have on my March TBR and my character creation for the Magical Readathon and for the Aurelium Gear Up portion of the actual mini readathon. I do still have, from, like I said previously in my other TBR for February, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Still haven't read it, still currently reading it. I haven't touched it, but it is still there, it still exists. I just haven't gotten to it. So those are all the books that I have. Hopefully I can get to them all in March. If not a big deal. I do really want to get to my readathon ones though. Quite a hefty stack, might add. I do say so, but I'm excited to read them. Not a book that I'm not excited on this list, so hopefully March is a good month. Here's to hoping. And I hope you guys have some good fun books on your TBR, and I hope that you enjoy those books. If you enjoy this video, please feel free to give it a like, subscribe, and I would love to have you here. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.